coming from the root chakras that can be used to source major actions in your life.
Right.
Can you describe what you mean by Kundalini energy and how it can be used?
Sure. Love to do that. Very important factor in planetary Tantra and in the old traditional Tantra as well. I just want to point out, in case people haven't heard this before, that there are two kinds of Kundalini experience. There is the experience of having Kundalini shoot up the spine, which is kind of like a cool electric thrill that goes up your spine and makes your spine vibrate and vibrates your entire body, and then tends to go up through the back of your neck and into your head, and can produce experiences of cosmic consciousness, such as classically described by Yogananda in his book, Autobiography of a Yogi. So I've had those experiences of spinal Kundalini, just as you described. But there's also what's called full-body Kundalini, and this is more common in the practices of planetary Tantra, and is more or less, I would say, the norm in working with the divine Sophia, and especially with the organic light. Full-body Kundalini occurs more in what I call the coral effect, C-O-R-A-L, such as coral in the ocean. You know, that coral is a living organism, although it appears to be hard like stone. And the entire ocean, it's porous. And when the ocean surges and the tide flows, the ocean flows through the coral. So when you have full-body Kundalini, you have a coral effect in which you feel the suffusion of Kundalini at a cellular level. Instead of going up the specific confined path of your spine, it suffuses. Your body becomes like a Kundalini sponge, you know. And the feeling of this is one of tremendous ecstasy and sexual erotic excitation, but not necessarily the desire to act sexually, but one feels tremendously sexy. A tremendous erotic connection with nature, a feeling that you are so beautiful, that you are physically beautiful in every way, and that you are part of the infinite, immense physical beauty of the planet, a feeling of surrender, of delight, a lot of humor, a lot of lightness, a lot of legerity. These are the characteristics of full-body Kundalini, which is what tends to be triggered when you're in the presence of the organic light. So just wanted to make that distinction. You've probably experienced both. Most people have. Have you experienced both?
More of one than the other, but
Sure.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kundalini is basically, the Kundalini in your body and my body is basically a small charge that resides as stored at the root of the spine that is actually drawn from the earth itself. So the source of Kundalini is the earth. And in fact, this isn't often said, but if you go back into the Hindu tantric writings in Sanskrit, you'll find the word Kundala or Mahakundala. Mahakundala, Kundala. Kundala means root force or root serpent force. It's actually the telluric magnetic energy of the earth. And Mahakundala is Gaia's Kundalini. So she has her Kundala, and we have our Kundalini. The Lini just means the small version. It's like eeny meeny Kundalini, you know. So what you feel when you feel Kundalini is a discharge out of the erotic body of the mother into your body. It's a spark of her body that charges you, and because it's in excess to the amount of Kundalini that you would normally hold, it erupts in a spinal explosion. But when you are more in a balanced contact with her, and in a practice with her that is periodical and repeatable, you'll find that she gives you the Kundalini in the full body. You suck it in. You draw it in the full body experience. And that has always been described by initiates in the same way as falling into milk. A kid that has fallen into milk was the benediction that was given to neophytes when they had this experience. It's like and they describe it in metaphorical terms as like standing before the great mother, Diana of Ephesus, if you've ever seen that statue, the ivory white great mother with her many breasts. Why doesn't she just have two breasts? Well, she has many breasts. It's nothing but a breast. In the organic light, it's like a huge breast that pours out this milky white substance. And when you're in the undulant streamings of that milky white substance, which is the primary substance of the aeonic body of Sophia, you feel full body kundalini. You're a kid that has fallen into milk.
So, is this energy just to be experienced, or is it energy to transform, or is it energy for us to use for some purpose?
It is the energy to swim in, to delight in, to heighten your sensual and erotic enjoyment of every single moment to the highest degree. It is there for your pleasure.
Mm.
And that is its primary purpose, is to give pleasure and to heal. Now, if you go into the organic light with a question, which is what I call the practice of telestic shamanism, you go into it with a purpose, then it becomes the light of instruction. And that is exactly the term from Gnostic and Hermetic writings. It's called the light of instruction, using the Greek word mathesis for instruction. It's the light of instruction, and you can teach, you can learn directly from Sophia, as the initiates did. Now, when it comes to power, that is what you have through your intention. And so, power is all about intention and using intention. And so, contact with the organic light does not necessarily give you certain power to do something. You already have that power. It's in your intention. But the intention of human beings in the Kali Yuga has degenerated and become very, very weak. That's one explanation of why we appear to be a slave species and why we're so easily deceived and so easily led around by the nose, and duped, and why we appear to be so passive. It's because at the end of a kalpa, where we are now, in the closing years of Kali Yuga, human intention and human attention degenerate to a very low charge. And so, to put the story together, when you go into the organic light and immerse yourself in her kundalini and make it merge with your own, it feeds your power of intention. It feeds it and makes it much, much stronger. So as a Nawal, for instance, who goes into the organic light periodically and renews him or herself by that contact, comes away with a power of intention that exceeds the norm by 1,000 or 10,000. Then what do you do with that power of intention? Whatever you like. It's yours. It's free. It's your free intention. Use it for whatever you like. You can use it to be a Gaian warrior, to do rituals of killing. You can use it to do art, to heal, to communicate, to paint, to start social movements if you want to learn sailboating. Use it for whatever you want. So the point that I'm trying to make is that you don't get the intention directly from her and from her kundalini. She amplifies the intention that you already have, and then you do with it as you wish, as long as you don't use it to harm anyone else.
Thank you. That answer opens so much possibility.
Well,
that's wonderful.
You're very welcome.
And thank you so much for this opportunity to talk and question and learn together. This has been really wonderful.
Yes, it has. I've enjoyed it tremendously, and you're such a lovely group of people to talk to, and I feel the presence. I feel your presence here with me very much. And I enjoy that because, I don't have a face-to-face in the flesh physical contact with most of the people who are following my work now, and I miss that. I would really prefer that it was that way, that we were sitting around the campfire with our guacamole and blue corn tortilla chips and a few bottles of champagne, but you people are really present in your bodies and you're really present in your minds, and so I really enjoy being with you in this way.
Well, this has been a magical interview, so thank you.
Certainly.
Thank you, Green Meadow. And John, I'd like to thank you for taking us on a sensual and mysterious journey of your divine connection with Sophia this evening. Carlos Castaneda wrote, "For me, there is only the traveling on paths that have heart, on any path that may have heart, and the only worthwhile challenge is to traverse its full length, and there I travel looking breathlessly." And from Khalil Gibran, "Forget not that the earth delights to feel your bare feet, and the winds long to play with your hair." I would like to welcome our resident poet laureate, Chipper Dog, who will conclude our evening together. Chipper?
Thank you so much, John. You've given me so many chills this whole interview. I've just sat here vibrating. And I picked out two poems because they're both short. And the first is the Silver Corded Tango, Vivace in Doble D minor. Slow dancing with Sutratma, skeined and wound into a thread, rooted deep down below the tangles of the hair once on the head, overflowing in conjunction with the force of current, led twice round about as field lines, holding patterning unfed, yet filled in condensed dew, drunk and outward bled. Twinkly little stars, two-fingered tango and F. Even the ugly ones smile as beautiful when the heart peeks out to shine. There are none that are more dutiful than the ones who've lost their mind. Couldn't tell you if the scent is clear or where feet will find their tread, but the nose will bring it very near to a quiet deep inside the head. If the dance is sung in proper key and the rhythm's not too far off, then feet kick up on both their heels to the music heard from the stars. Namaste.
My. Wonderful. Excellent.
John, on behalf of Fox and all the members of the WebBot Forum, thank you, sir. And in our tradition of loving and making pie, may you and yours have many good pies to come.
Thank you as well, and look forward to being with you again, and wish you all safe passage.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.